We're here in Shunamganj where a massive flood has taken place. Now about 900,000 hectares of land is now underwater, which means that this is a harvesting month, which means that all that harvest has been lost. And what they would have used for food sources has now been destroyed. Now, in addition to that, millions of people are now waterlogged because of the water rising. They're unable to move from those areas. So what we're going to do today is take this emergency food supply, and our only way of traveling there is through these boats. We're going to be using these boats. It's quite a distance from here to deliver that food. Farming land, which has now been flooded completely. The only access to some of the homes you can see in the distance there is via boat. So what we're going to do in the boat in front of us, we've got the relief goods. We're going to be going to those locations that are most difficult to reach and giving that relief out there. It's very important for these people accessing anywhere and getting hold of food, and most importantly even getting hold of water, because a lot of the tube wells will now have been under this water now, which means they've been over flooded, and it will take a long time before good water can be taken from there. So inshallah, what we're going to be doing is starting in the most remotest of areas and giving out the food as we work our way through, which has now become like a haur basically. What used to be just land, this would be an area that you'd be walking on rather than taking a boat over it. And the depth of it is going down several feet now, and that's the level at which the water has risen. Already the circumstances that these people live in is quite dire. As you can see, very, very basic mud huts. They're living here in the middle of what would have been their farming area. Now, because of these floods, they lost all that produce, and even then they would have had just enough to get by with their families. So the distribution that's being done here as a result of the donors coming forward will give them the most basic needs. You know, things like oil, sugar, salt, lentils, rice, just enough to get them by. But this needs to be continuous because the water will take a few weeks to recede and go back to normal. But the water receding isn't the solution to the problem, because that means the harvest time has passed and they would have to wait several months again before they can start regrowing their crops. Only last night we were here in the Sylhet region. There was a very fierce storm, and we've noticed a lot of houses have knocked down, a lot of trees have fallen. We don't know what the next few weeks could bring. The water levels could rise even further. What's important right now is that we help these people when it matters the most. You need only try and get into this house to realize how bad the situation is. This little hut you see here is being shared with as a place for putting these things which are used for fuel and for burning and for cooking, straw. But in this very room, if you look to this side, this is their cupboard. They're hanging clothes here. Up here, they're hanging clothes, the pillow, the duvet, a bit of tarpaulin, and this is where they would sleep at night. And it's just soil. There's nothing else. On top of here, they'll put a bit of tarpaulin, maybe that red duvet there, and a pillow. And that's it. That's the only protection that they have. You can imagine how difficult life is on a daily basis as it is, and now how more difficult it is getting for these people. চাচি কেমন লাগছে এই জিনিসগুলো যে আমরা দিয়েছি আপনাকে? যারা দিচ্ছেন তাদের জন্য দোয়া করবেন।
তারা লাগে দোয়ার মদান বাচ্চা আল্লাহ হায়াত দিতে।
আমিন।
তান তান আল্লাহ হায়াত দিতে লক্ষ কোটি